audible? Can you hear me? His voice is clear. Good. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good. How are you all? Fine. Good. In the last few classes, we started Express.js. We understand what is Express.js. We understand how to create API using Express.js. And we understand it like what is middleware yesterday and how different middlewares and all works and all. Today we will see it like MVC pattern, and also I will show you how do you connect your MongoDB with Express, and then we can build the app. Okay. Now let me show you here what we have done in the previous class. 7:30 backend. No. Now we have discussed what is Express.js and how it works. Express.js is a framework of Node.js. Express.js is a framework of Node.js. And it makes your Node.js work easy. Node.js, you can create a server. Node.js also we did API. Node.js also we did get the post put delete methods API. Node.js one, how do you create HTTP module? You will use core module HTTP and you will write HTTP dot create server and you have to write it big things. But that work is very easy when it compares to the Node.js. By Express.js makes it work easy. You will create an app and you will write it app.get, app.post, app.delete, app.put. Okay, you will give one routing and you will give it one parameters. How do you create a basic API server using the Express get method, post method, put method, delete method? We have done using Express. We have done yesterday routing. What is routing? How different routes will be on like when parameters, query parameters, okay, or different routings we will give. Those things we discussed. Then we discussed middleware. There are something middlewares like custom middleware. Like for example, see this example. In this one, if front end is asking products, if front end is asking products, what I have to send, sir? Sample response. But will I directly send sample response? No. If someone asks for products to the backend, backend first will go here, print data, and automatically it will go to this function and it will run this function. When this function says next, then it will come here and then it will send the response. It means between your request and response, there is one middle guy, na? Right or not, sir? That middle guy is called middleware. What is it called? Middleware. People will write different middlewares. Like for example, sir, get the dashboard details. In dashboard, I want to print all the students' details. Admin is logging, admin should get all the student details. But sir, when you log in and ask the student details, it should not give you student details. First, it should check, are you really admin? Are you really signed in? Okay, are you sending me the authorization key? Are they are there or not? If you really send them, if they are already there, then only it will send it back that particular answer. For example, if your authorization is wrong, in middle step only it will stop. It's like if I want something food, food is given by the chef, prepared and given by chef. The food asked by customer. But in middle, some guy will be there. He will check whether you paid or not. What if you don't pay, sir? Will the chef will give you food? No. Chef don't know whether you paid or not. Interestingly, chef never cares you paid or not. Middle guy cares. You go to restaurant, one middle guy will be there. He will be like, you pay. Then only we will tell your order to the chef. Are you getting my point, ma? When you pay only, he will tell to the chef. Chef will give you the food, and food will be given to you. The same thing that middle guy is used for that checking. Okay, that middle one is called middleware. What is it called? Middleware. We can use our own middleware, custom middlewares, or we can use default middlewares, which is like different modules will give different middlewares. Module middlewares like Express will have JSON for parsing. For static data, we will have static pages or cors or .config, .env config. These are called default or built-in middlewares. In routing, I explained how different routes will work. If you are giving a normal routing, okay, you can use router module, or you can give multiple routings, or you can use it routing response and request. In request, you can use request URL, request method, request body, request params, request query, request headers. Same way, response send, response headers, response JSON, response status code, response direct, response download. Are you all getting my point, ma? Online till now, is it clear, sir? Till now, anyone have any questions? What is router? One more time. Again, someone is getting it out. If someone in your backend, like for example, you go to the, uh, if I go here, Amazon. In Amazon, understand it in depth. वो कैसा work कर रहा है? I am typing here electronics. Sir, when I type ELE, all the ELE items are coming, na? How they are coming? They are coming from backend, na? Client is requesting the server, server is responding to the client. When client is requesting, the request is going into this link. What is the link name? rf dash completion dash amazon.in slash API slash 2017 slash suggestions. Can you see? Slash API. This is website name. Rf dash completion dot amazon.in is website name. In that website, what it is going, slash API slash 2017 slash suggestions. This is route. If anyone goes now, sir, how do they write the backend, sir? Very simple. They will write backend like this: app dot get. If anyone is asking, If anyone asking API slash 2017 slash suggestions, automatically take the request and response of that particular thing and then do the work. Send some response. Then it will check it in DB, check in DB, and send a response. This is called route. Yesterday we discussed this, right? Not only that, if you see here, it is sending limit. How many it is limit is sending? Right now? Limit it is sending and prefix is ELE. Suggestion is type is something widget. Suggestion type is something keyword. Okay. Page type is gateway. It is sending so many things after question mark. After question mark, it is sending so many things. If I sent anything after question mark, limit is equals to something. Okay. This kind of things are called limit is equals to some value. These are called query parameters. What are they called? Query parameters. Then it will, if I go to this request, if I ask, if I ask console.log limit, sorry, request dot query dot limit, answer will come 11 in backend. Frontend is asking in this way and backend will respond in that way. Online, are you getting my point, ma? Yesterday we discussed this request. Yesterday we discussed this routing and all. Abhishek, is it clear? Actual backend is this much only. Okay. In original backend, what people will do, front end will ask the route and automatically we will do some kind of request response. We will directly check the DB. We will send the response. Or we will put some middle one called middleware. This much only. But in Chota apps, it will work. When you go for bigger apps, it will be clumsy. Why? Sir, you have to check the database na. You have to send the response ना. वो दोनों दो अलग अलग है. डेटाबेस का लॉजिक अलग रहता, रेस्पॉन्स सेंडिंग लॉजिक अलग रहता. For छोटा apps, being, making both in single one is okay. Okay, but when you are going bigger one, it is not nice. So people will follow one pattern. People will follow one pattern. There is a pattern in backend called MVC pattern. What is it called? MVC pattern. Let's discuss controllers and models. What is a controller and model? That is what we will discuss today. Sir, what is controller model? We will see it today. Then we will see it like how do you connect and all. MVC pattern. Yeah, I will tell you today now only. Now, let's start. Controllers and models. When you start with Express, start with Express, beginners often use beginners often use following way. How the beginners will write the code app dot get something slash products, and I want to write it here one asynchronous function request comma response. I told people to check asynchronous JavaScript, especially fetch. If anyone knows that, they will know what is async await. I think in when I explained you Node.js also one time we discussed what is async and what is await. One day I explained promises, async await and all. Okay. Async will come in functions which we will use keyword await. Okay. For example, const products dot find response dot send products. Now everyone see this logic. This is how, this is nothing but finding all products from MongoDB. Usually MongoDB will have this query. Okay. If you want to find all the products from MongoDB, you will write this. Sorry, there is a problem in it. You have to write await. It will give you a promise. So I will get all the products from the MongoDB and I'm sending that response. This is easy, na? Someone is asking product, sir. You go to the MongoDB, check all the products, sir, and you get that, sir. Nice, na? It is how originally Chota apps people will write. Okay, how do they write these products? Why capital P is there? How it will connect to MongoDB? I will tell you. But this is the basic pattern. People will write the separate config files and they will connect. But instead of this way, instead of this way, but in larger projects, in larger projects, it will be difficult. It will be difficult to maintain this. To maintain this. In larger projects, it will be difficult to maintain this. So we follow a pattern called MVC pattern. You can think it as like a folder structure. Sir, is it mandatory MVC? No. You can do it without also. It's a nice folder structure that gives your application a clear idea what is what. Okay. If you don't do it also, still your application works. But later it will look like some kind of spaghetti. Okay. Now, what is MVC? It stands for model view controller. What is model? Model is nothing but it defines it defines the structure. It defines the structure. It defines the structure of the data and interacts with database. Interacts with database. Not having book? Open your book and write it, sir. Next, view. View is nothing but what you see. It handles UI, the rendering, which is like HTML templates or JSON, whatever the JSON part you are sending it. or controller. What is controller? It contains the it contains the business logic. It receives request. It receives request, talks to model, and sends the response. Nothing but, sir, here we will write this one separately in model, this one separately in the controller, so that we will have it like our business logic separately, our DB separately, DB logic separately. Online, anyone have any doubts, sir? Basically, we are doing only backend, so we have only M and C, which is like models and controllers, because view is basically front end. Okay. The complete project will have three: models, views, controllers. If you go for any programming patterns like .NET or Java Spring Boot, this pattern is one of the famous one, MVC patterns, MVC architecture. So you will have model files which are used for data logic and interact with the databases. Only model files interact with the databases. And you have controllers. Controllers get the request. Controllers sends the response. If controller wants to do some kind of direct HTML, there is something called SSR, server side rendering. So that means sometimes backend only will create one HTML file and send it. Directly front end will directly show that. In that cases, the backend can do some kind of view also, or front end also view will be there. This views will handle the data presentation. That means whatever you want to print, whatever you want to show, that one will go here and then will come back here. Your basic application contains this way, which is called model view controller. Online, is it clear, ma? Vinay, is it clear? Good. There are different other architectures also. Okay. But basically, it is just a folder structure. It's not like we have to do this and all. Some people will do same thing. They call it as MVP. Okay. Now next, there is something called MVVM. Angular follows this, which is like model to view, view to model. There is no controller, which Angular follows most of the times. Okay. Or front end will use something called Redux developments. For state management, people will use something called Redux and all. Those kind of React usually uses this. Okay. Are you all getting my point, ma? Anyone used in Redux in React? Anyone knows here Redux in React? You guys don't know React? Oh, छोड़ दो. It is just another folder structure. To maintain state, people will use some folder structure. Now I will give it here some folder structure you can follow. The ideal folder structure is, no, if you don't know React, no worries, man, it's not a big deal. App or server.js, this is the main file in the root. When you will have one file called config files. Config file or db file, sorry, go for db file. In that I will have it like config.js. Basically same, some people will put it config file and then they will put it something called db.js. Okay. And models, what kind of models you will put? For example, user model .js, product model .js, etc. You can put how many you like. Middlewares, auth middleware .js, controllers, user controller .js, product controller .js, routes, user routes .js, product routes .js. Hey, I don't get confused like why you put users or why you put products. It's just a simple thing. I am dealing one app for users. Users कर दिया. I will do one app for students. I will do one app for products. I will do one app for electronic items. I will do like जो है तो ई कॉमर्स है तो प्रोडक्ट्स रहता, स्कूल कॉलेज ऐप है तो स्टूडेंट्स रहता, टीचर्स रहता, फैकल्टी रहता, स्टाफ रहता. Are you getting my point? Based on my thing, I will use that. It's not like only the thing. Or you can also use outside .env file for secret keys. .gitignore file to ignore the files. Package.json is for something complete list. This is like the kind of ideal folder structure. Again, I'm telling it. If you are doing Chota application, nothing is needed. This folder structure is a choice. And when you are going for a bigger application, same like in front end, Redux is a choice. If Redux is not there, also your application runs. But when you are going bigger applications, larger applications, it will be spaghetti. It will become so much difficult to manage all the states. You need one centralized state management. Same way, you needed one flow. किधर से आ रहा है रिक्वेस्ट, किधर से किधर जा रहा है, अगेन किधर से किधर रिस्पॉन्स आ रहा है. एक फ्लो चाहिए हमको. वो फ्लो के लिए एक फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर बना दिया, स्टैंडर्ड फोल्डर स्ट्रक्चर. व्हेन यू गो फॉर .NET, व्हेन यू गो फॉर स्प्रिंग बूट, व्हेन यू गो फॉर PHP, you go for any backend language, they follow a pattern. Most of the times, 90% of the times, folder structures are MVCs. Only for Python Django, they follow MVP. Online, anyone have any question, ma? Online, if anyone have any question, please let me know. Till now, are everyone clear? I will do the app. Let's have step-by-step process. I will do, and I will also write step by step so that you guys will follow it. Create a folder and go to terminal. Go to that folder and write and type and execute npm init dash y. It creates package.json to start application. Then create a file server.js in folder and in terminal execute npm install mongoose. I am telling it step by step and I want people to write the steps. Why? Because later when you are practicing it, you have to follow this procedure. Mongoose express dot env. If anyone don't know, mongoose is a package used to connect MongoDB. It is called MongoDB driver. Sir, I want to connect MongoDB na in my system. If you wanna connect MongoDB, you will use one package. That package name is Mongoose. If you write it mongoose.connectdb, वो DB connect हो जाता. Okay, that 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 this kind of packages which are connecting the databases are called drivers. For MySQL, we have a driver called MySQL2. If you see it here, npm mongoose in documentation, they will give you clearly. MongoDB is MongoDB object modeling designed to work in a synchronous environment. It will connect the MongoDB. If you write it here, MongoDB, import MongoDB, and if you say connect, mongoose.connect, automatically it will connect, sir. Same way, sir, what if I wanna connect MySQL, sir, in my system? There is something called MySQL2. Again, I'm telling it. वो अलग अलग प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेजेस को अलग अलग रहता. Sir, I want to connect Python with MongoDB. अलग पैकेज रहता, पाई मोंगो रहता. ओके. पाइथन with MySQL अलग पैकेज नेम रहता. pip install they will do. Okay. If you are doing it with Java with MySQL, JDBCs will be there. If you are doing .NET with MySQL, other अलग अलग रहता. But for MySQL with Node.js or Express.js, we are talking. Okay. With Node.js or Express.js, MySQL, you will have it something called MySQL 2. It is a MySQL client for the Node.js. This one also same thing. You will install npm install MySQL 2, and then you will do connect. We will do that also, but initially we are doing this. Is it clear, ma, online? Sure. I hope till now no doubts. Then I will start, sir. MVC, create a file server.js, go to terminal, new terminal, cd express.js, cd code, cd mvc, npm init dash y, package.json is created, and in package.json I will go. I forgot it, please note down. In package.json, change type, note it down. In package.json, change type from common JS to module. I will write it import and all. If you don't want to change it, write it require and all. That's it. Difference. Okay. Common JS may require लिखता, and in module we will write import. That's the only difference, sir. If you are using common JS, sir, people will write like this: const mongoose is equals to require. If I'm using module, sir, people will write like this. I will like to write like this, so that's why I'm changing it. Next, npm install mongoose express dot env install हो रहा है. Online any doubts? No doubts. It installed the packages. When packages are installed in every application, packages will create two more files. One is called node modules. What is a file? Node modules is where actually packages are installed. तो packages का files install हुआ ना, that means files download हुआ ना, वो downloaded files किधर रखता, node modules में रहता. And where is actually the server, where is actually like I downloaded one file, for example, in in node modules, something called this types is there. Did I install types? Did I install this bson? Did I install this bytes? No. But why they are installed? Because you are installing express. This express needs another thing, but another thing needs another thing. Like so many packages were interlinked, na? So when you are installing Express, all the things which are needed for Express also will be installed. Okay. But from where they are installing it, each module, that is at the rate types, from where they are bringing it, which link converts they are installing it. If you want detailed information, you need to use package log.json. In this, it will have a detailed information like each package from where they are installing it. Like something at the rate types where they are installing. From this run, they are installing it. Okay. Normal metadata is inside the package.json. How many I installed? But these three things will install so many other things, na? वो detailed चाहिए तो package log.json. Package.json is metadata of your project. Package log.json is metadata of package.json. Metadata means data about data, basically. Can I create node modules for everyone? I didn't understand. We don't create node modules. When you install, those packages were installed in node modules. But interesting fact is, see, in node modules, so many files are there. But when I upload this into GitHub, this node modules will not come. You know why? Because I said it in when I upload it anywhere node modules don't print them, don't upload them. Git will ignore them. Why you are ignoring it, sir? If they are not there, what will happen? Again, you will say install. कुछ नहीं होता ना. If you write it again in npm install, वो install हो जाता. But if I am uploading these things into my GitHub, unnecessarily memory waste ना. तुमको फिर चाहिए तो install करो. Simple command. That is how in real time also it works. Anywhere in GitHub, people don't upload the node modules or env packages. Those things people will ignore. One node module for every file and folder. No, you can't put it because every file and folder it will be different. For one application, देखो, it's not like for every file you will create one application. MVC is one application. For every application, one node modules will be there because each application को अलग अलग requirements रहता. Online any doubts? Now let's start here. Create. I recommend you to write it whenever I do it. I'm creating one folder called config, create a folder called config, and create a file called db.js. In the folder structure, that is how I wrote. Import. Okay. Now inside the db.js, import mongoose from mongoose. I imported the mongoose. Now I have to connect this mongoose. Export const connect db. I'm just writing one function which is used for connecting. It is an asynchronous function. For error handling, I will use try catch. I think everyone knows what is this. You know the structure ना. तो बराबर है एक asynchronous function को अंदर आ रहा है. Asynchronous function you can't do directly the error handling. To do error handling, like sir, I'm connecting my database. Every time connecting database will not work. What if sir database is not connecting? If my database is not connecting, I should say error na. So when I'm trying it, it might happen, might not happen. In that cases, I will use try catch block. If it happens, I will print it. If it is not happen, I will give it some error. Okay. For that, all I have to do is await mongoose dot connect. I have to give the link. Okay. For link, I will use first. I will put directly link. Later this links, normally people will not put this direct links. Okay, people will not hard code the links, people will write it from .env file. Okay, we will do it later. uh why later created one file here .env mongodb uri is equals to, you remember mongodb compass? Open it here. compass open karo. Can you see my compass is connecting to something? Can you see my compass is connecting to one string? What is the path my compass is running? Localhost 27 कॉपी करो, ये चाहिए हमको. ओके, दिस इज द पाथ. So all I have to do is here process dot env dot mongodb URI connection is equals to. Then it will connect, sir. If it is connected, I will print it here console.log. MongoDB is connected successfully. Else console.log MongoDB is not connected, and I will print here error. Please note it down, sir. Simple MongoDB connection. Note it down the function. You have to write it. You can exit process dot exit. One, it will exit. Anyone have any question here? Simple. No questions. Zoom out screen. Yeah. Why one? True. I wanted to go out. If you want to stop it, like if you get an error, na, at that time you don't want it to run anything. For example, if connected, if it is connected, you want to do so many other things. You have to run your server, you have to do other operations also after connecting. But imagine DB is not connected. रोक दो उधर. नहीं चाहिए. Like if DB is not connected, nothing will be done. So I want to stop the process. Okay, at that time you have to write it process.exit one. It will stop the process. Done. Next, sir, create a folder in the MVC models. I will create a folder called product model .js. import mongoose from mongoose const product product schema means structure. Don't get confused with the words. Schema means structure. New mongoose dot schema, and I have to give the definition. I have to give the definition of the schema. Like what are the things are there? Products. Abba, so many are there. Okay, I have to write it one by one by one. Name, title, what is the type of the title? String is string. Just mention it. What are there? Title, ID, type, number, ID, title, category, string, image, type, string. Oh, sorry. I wrote small sir. What more are there? Rating. Array? Rating and cost I will do. Again, inside the rating, rate, count, rating, rate, type, number, count, type, number, cost, type, number. Like this, you will provide the schema, sir. Schema means structure. So for this structure, I'm creating export const product is equals to mongoose dot model name product, and the schema is product schema. Online, is it clear, ma? Online, is it clear? Any doubts here? Just have a note. Sir, actually, we can even put different validations here. Like we can even say, is it required or not? When you are sending the data, is it mandatory or not? And all also you can write it here. Okay, I'm not writing it, but you can do it. How the 14th line works? 14th line, what it will do? It will take this all schema based on this structure. It will create one model file. Model name is product now. From now onwards, if I ask insert into product, then it will check the whether that product, whatever you are inserting, is it following the schema or not. Product is a model created with this schema, this structure. So if anyone want to insert something into this product, automatically they will check whether it is following the schema or not. Online makes sense. Good. Tomorrow we'll create the controller. I will create the product controller, and then we will do the server.js. How does that product controller, whenever like I'm doing some request, it will go to that. Okay. If anyone knows front end, learn in front end fetch how it works so that you can make this particular one full stack. Any doubts here? No. So today, try to check if time is there, try to check in internet what is a model, what is a controller, and how they work. Okay. All you have to do is go to the particular internet and type it something like, see, mongoose. Here only they will show you. If you are creating any schema, you can create a new schema like this. Okay. You can even check it like how the schemas will create, how the model. See, if you want to create any model, just write it mongoose.model, model name and schema. Like this, multiple are there. Just check it. And in case if you are having any doubt, you can let me know. Okay. Yeah. Online, any questions, sir? Did it connected to Mongoose now? Yes. Sir, env file is in which folder? Main folder, like wherever the root, it should be in the root folder. Same like server.js. Package.json, env, server.js, main in main folder only. If you want to connect this MongoDB to connect, you have to call this, na? I have to call this particular server.js. In the server.js, I have to call this particular function. If you see here, there is one function in db.js. What is the function name here? ConnectDB. Okay. Now in the app.js, when I start the function here, I will write it here. Import express from express. And here I will write it here something called ConnectDB. What will happen? DB will be connected, na? Right or not? So I will say it like const c is equals to await or await ConnectDB. Something I will make it like connection. ConnectDB is something a promise, so I will make it like resolve. Then this ConnectDB will be connected. I will show you like step by step tomorrow. Okay. But till now, anyone have any questions? Tomorrow we'll create the complete full, and day after tomorrow we'll put authentication and authorization, and the same pattern follows. In case if anyone have any doubts, you can check it this particular folder structure, and if you follow this folder structure also, you can learn the backend very easily. Okay. Can you write the folder structure in file structure in notes? I already write the file structure in notes. In notes, file structure is already there. See, this is the file structure. I wrote it. Okay. Just check it on the files, and the whole files will be there in GitHub. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you all. cd dot dot cd dot dot. Online, if anyone wants Git link, this is the Git link.